you guys, welcome back to Lisa and Company. Today we are doing some really fun Christmas decor ideas for all over the house. If you love budget-friendly DIY design and decor, then I'd really love it if you would hit that subscribe button and join me every time we upload a video. For DIY number one today, we are going to be making a box for my Christmas tree. I picked up 4 of these wooden canvases from my Dollarama store for $4 each and decided I was going to make myself a beautiful piece of decor. Now, I am going to stain these using my antiquing wax, and then we're going to do some really fun things to finish them off. I added just a little bit of water to my antiquing wax just to make it spread a little bit easier. Also, I'm taking one of these wipes and I'm just very carefully dampening the board because I really want to get great slide and a nice even finish when I put my stain down. Now, because I have so much area to cover on these, I'm going to do it a little bit differently than I normally do. I'm going to use a large brush to put down some stain, and then I'm going to take that wet wipe and really move it around the board and spread it out and get as much coverage as I can. I decided to make a decal on my Cricut, and I didn't want it to be very Christmas specific. I wanted it to be something really family and home related. So when I found this one in the Cricut design space, I knew it was absolutely perfect. This one says, "Family makes this house a home," and I really love it. Now, you could do absolutely anything on the front of yours. I think your family's initial would be fantastic. I think the year that your family was established would be a great way to personalize this for your home. Now, once that is done, I'm going to start assembling my tree collar tree box together, and I'm just going to hot glue them together with my high temp hot glue. We have always used a traditional tree skirt under our tree, and my cats do love it, but I'm really excited to have a new piece of decor and something a little bit different for my tree. For DIY number 2, we are going to be making it could be a tray or it could be a sign. I picked this up at my restore, but I do recognize it as something that came from Dollarama, probably from a couple of years ago. Now, I have already taped off the inside because we are going to get rid of that jolly old elf right there. So I have sanded it, I have taped it off, and I'm going to put just a tiny amount of Mod Podge around where my tape meets my tray because that will prevent any bleeding from going underneath it. As soon as that Mod Podge is dry, you can go ahead and paint it with whatever paint you're using. I decided to use my Rust-Oleum chalked paint, and it did take several coats to get a nice finish on it. Now, before I peel off my tape, I am going to go around with my box cutter and just very carefully make a cut where my tape is because I have so much paint on here. I don't want it to pull the paint off the tray. I love it when an idea comes together, and this was perfect. I had absolutely no bleeding, which was a darn good thing because I didn't have matching red paint where I could go back and touch this up. So that Mod Podge trick worked really well for me. Once that was all ready to go, I gave my tray a really fine sand around the edge. It did have a couple of dings on it, so I decided to go back and sand it and make it look like they were supposed to be there. You know, distressed and farmhousey and all that stuff. This is actually a gift for a really good friend of mine who is absolutely addicted to Hallmark movies. So I was inspired by something that I saw on Pinterest, and I am recreating it by using my Cricut to cut out a decal. I did combine it with 2 different colors, so I did most of it in black and I did the word Hallmark and the snowflakes in gold, and I'm really happy with the way this is coming together. Now I'm going to center that right down here, make sure I use my scraper to put it down really, really well, and then peel it back and reveal my beautiful, almost finished tray. I have 2 different kinds of snowflakes and I want them to sit in each corner of the tray. So I'm going to trim them off just so that they are peeking in from the edge. I really love the way this came out, and I really hope she enjoys this as a great Christmas gift. For this DIY, I am going to be making a super simple DIY. I have this red glittery plastic tray I picked up at my resort for $1, and I'm using my favorite country gray Rust-Oleum chalked paint. While my mom and I were having a wander around our local dollar store the other day, I found this gorgeous Christmas tree window cling, and I knew it was going to fit this tray perfectly. And check this out. It is perfect. Almost like they were made to go together. So I've painted the tray. We're going to throw down some Mod Podge and get it glued down, and then put an entire coat of Mod Podge over the top just to protect it, and put a beautiful matte sheen on it. I'm going to use this as a standing piece of decor in my home, but as you could also use this as a tray. I wouldn't put any food on it because that Mod Podge is not food safe. There are so many ways to use window clings, and I hope you caught my last video with all of the different ways we used my Amazon window clings. You know, this may just be a resin plate and another window cling, but I absolutely love the way this simple piece of holiday decor turned out. Don't forget to join me over on Instagram at Lisa & Company DIY, where I share all kinds of fun hauls, behind the scenes, and family life. For our last DIY today, I'm going to be using some Dollar Tree signs to create a really fun piece of decor. I have 3 of these ornament signs and the letters spelling out joy. I love that my Dollar Tree is carrying these. Now, first things first, I'm going to pop off the little metal hanger at the top. We're going to use that on the other side because we're going to be using the back side to create our sign/wall decor today. I'm going to go ahead and get these painted, 2 of them in my Rust-Oleum white chalk paint and 1 of them in my Rust-Oleum charcoal paint, and we'll be right back. Once those are dry, I'm going to start what I call my lazy girl buffalo plaid technique. So if you haven't seen this in a previous video, then we're going to do this really fast. You want to put down your tape just like you would if you were starting a regular buffalo plaid. I use a small piece as a spacer, and I always start in the center so I get a nice even pattern all the way across. Now, once I have that done, we don't do this like a traditional buffalo plaid. We're going to take a little bit of our paint, dab it off on a paper towel or a piece of paper, something, just offload as much as you can, and then we are going to dry brush and just drag that over the surface. This is so much fun and so easy, you guys, and if you feel like buffalo plaid is a little challenging, hi, right here, just like me, then this is the technique for you. You can dry brush this a little or a lot, whatever suits you, whatever suits your style. There's a spot there where I put down a little bit more gray paint than I wanted, and guess what? I'm just gonna take a little bit of white paint and put it over top and even it out. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the gray one, and hello, paint peel. Like, I love this. Please tell me you love it as much as I do, because I'd be really sad if I had to stop showing you guys this. Here's the thing, because you are dry brushing the paint on, you're almost never going to get any bleeding under that tape, which is one of the reasons it makes it so easy. Now, once that paint is dry, we're going to put our tape down in the opposite direction and do exactly the same thing. Now, one of the things I like to do with this technique is choose, and either I'm going to use the north-south lines and do it a little bit heavier, or do it on the side-to-side ones. Again, whatever you guys want. You cannot mess this up, I promise you. Take it from a lazy girl painter. This is the best lazy girl technique like ever. Are you crushing on this like I am? I just love the way these come out. Now I'm gonna take my Dollar Tree sanding block and just go all over the surface and a little heavier around the edges. I just love it when it's got a little bit of the wood, in air quotes, showing through. You gotta love those Dollar Tree hardboard signs, but it does give it a really nice rustic farmhouse finish. Now, before I go ahead and reattach these ornament toppers, I did go ahead and sand them just a little bit. Just take back the shine with my Dollar Tree sanding block. I'm going to glue these back down, and the best tip I can give you guys is put your glue on the wood, not on the metal, and I find it sticks really, really well. Do keep in mind you're using your high temperature hot glue though. I painted my letters for joy in a really nice silver just from the Dollar Tree. I figure you guys see enough painting and you wouldn't be sad if you missed this. Now I'm going to attach those right in the center of each ornament, and we are almost there, but not quite. I want to do a couple of things here. Now you could use these individually. I actually considered using them on my Christmas tree and kind of just tucking them in as large ornament signs. And then I decided to do something a little bit different than what I had originally thought. I'm going to take some of this really pretty Dollar Tree frosted ferny greenery and just add it right on the top of this one, and then create a really simple bow with this piece of Dollar Tree burlap ribbon that I have. So I just cut apart one entire pick, and I'm just placing it so that it nicely fits the shape of this ornament, and then I'm just going to glue it all down. I'm just going to make a really simple back and forth bow here, 4 loops all together, 1 in the center, a little bit of wire, and glue this baby down. I am not a huge bow person, but this piece definitely called out for it. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of that Dollar Tree burlap ribbon, and I'm going to attach these pieces all together. You guys, can you see what I did here? I remembered that I needed to paint the back of these signs, and I did it on one of them, and I completely forgot to do it on the others. So I am very fortunate that where I am hanging this, it's not going to show. But I have a feeling, I have a very strong feeling that I'll be back to paint these very soon, because I'm gonna know it's there and it's gonna drive me freaking crazy. I absolutely love the way this came together, and though it wasn't exactly what I had in mind initially, I love the finished product. I'm actually taking this to work, and I'm going to be hanging it on my door just to give me a little something Christmassy to look at for the holidays. Don't forget to join me over on Instagram, and I'll try to include a picture of it hanging in its final spot. That's a wrap for me today, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed these really simple pieces of holiday decor for your home. Make sure you head down to the comments and let me know which one was your favorite, and don't forget to give this video a like. Here's a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. And like I said before, head on over to Instagram where you'll see all kinds of fun and crazy behind the scenes stuff at Lisa & Company. Thank you as always for stopping by and supporting us. It's really helping our channel grow. And you guys, we'll see you in the next video.